Hello and welcome to another Georgia Music Gamers podcast. I will be your host as usual. My name is Cyber. Thank you for listening as always. We've got a couple of new people in the room chilling out with us tonight. This is going to be a pretty laid back episode. We're going to be talking about Momocon today. And you must be wondering why. It's because next week, in about 6 days, 13 hours, 1 minute, and 15 seconds as of the time I said that, it will be Momocon time. And Momocon, translators note Momo means peach. And this is Atlanta's premier, I guess, gaming, comics, animation convention. They're not trying to corner the anime market just yet. I mean, maybe they are, who knows. But it's pretty much like the gaming con, and each year it's gotten bigger and bigger.
It has become a gaming con.
It has become a gaming con. Very well.
I mean, it started mostly as an anime con with some gaming stuff on the side, but it has taken over gaming, I'd say, in the Southeast.
And that is very true because now they got, well, in the most recent previous years, they've had LAN setups, they've had all sorts of gaming, they've got tabletop stuff. It's being held at the Georgia World Congress Center, by the way. It's a pretty big venue, but the big draw for me, and I assume most of the people that are going this year that are in this room, is the gaming room run by Tokyo Tech. And if you've been to any convention in the past, I don't know, what, 5 years? Is that how long Anthony's been running his business? Tokyo Tech is like one of the bigger arcade game providers run by our friend Anthony Capo Bianco, aka Anthony Capo Bajanco, aka Sheets Man. Anyway, he's a good, he knows, he's pretty well known in the community, good friend of ours. And he usually brings a ton of arcade machines down to Momocon because the person who runs the show is insane and pays for all of them. So it's pretty much a guaranteed good time if you're into arcade games. Anyway, this is the website. If you guys haven't signed up yet, you can still go. Plenty of stuff to do there. Registration at the door, I think, goes up to a high price. I'm checking the website right now. 4 days at $75, but you can do individual days if you like. Anyway, I highly recommend you come. Momocon used to be, I mean, John can probably talk more about it because he was around back then. Momocon used to be used to be a convention run at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it was so the same person who's running the whole show ran it way back with the first Momocon. Her name's Jess. So she's about the only constant, I think, between those old days and the new days. Most of the people who were involved in the very first Momocon are no longer working with Momocon. So it's actually a very different con than when it started. But when it started, it was funded by the Anime Club at Georgia Tech. And it was mostly an anime con. And I mean, the only reason I was even asked is because she knew me because I worked at the Georgia Tech arcade and I had rhythm game stuff and rhythm game connections. That's really the only reason I was even involved in the first couple Momocons. Right. I ran a rhythm gaming room. For a little small rinky-dink con that was free, there was no entry fee at the time. It was pretty well, actually. I mean, that's one thing Jess is really good at is organizing stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And she's grown it into quite the con these days.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
I mean, this was what?
So I was actually in college.
So a long time ago.
Over 10 years.
Yeah, it was like 2004, I think. 2004, 2005. Yeah. Something like that.
Goodness, yeah, that was a long time. I mean, I went.
Yeah, no, because the fourth Momocon was 2006, actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That was the one that I like. They told me you need to register. I said no, I don't. And I just walked because it was still free at the time, and like I was a student at Georgia Tech, and they weren't going to tell me I couldn't go into the student center.
Yeah. Basically, the convention was held in like several empty buildings over the course of a weekend, and so like they used some of the old like COC buildings. Wasn't that right? The old College of Computing.
It was all student center.
Was it all student center? Oh my goodness! Because I remember walking to like a different building to go with like Gerald, and they had some games set up at a different building entirely.
So when Gerald was involved, I think that was after I wasn't. So I'm not, maybe there was. I think the only reason I even went that day was we were going to go to final round because it was the same weekend, and there were tornadoes, so we ended up just staying put.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
So
Eh,
yeah, I don't really. Once you get past Momocon 3, I don't really know what was where. I
yeah.
was directly involved in 1 and 2, and our friend Drew was involved in 3, and I helped him. And that's really all I really have memories of.
Suffice it to say, the whole thing has grown ridiculously huge, and
Oh, incredibly.
I mean, like they've got sponsorships, they've got, obviously
I,
it's a paid event now. Wait, you're gonna say
I
something?
saw a I saw a billboard today on 85
Hmm.
for Momocon.
Yeah, they've been doing that for the past couple of years, ever since they went to the Georgia World Congress Center, and they actually put banners all over downtown, so there's a lot more presence in the downtown area.
There's actually one facing on I-75 South as well, so there's actually quite a few.
It's great. I don't know. I mean, I kind of have an idea of how they do this, how they do their advertising and all that stuff, but it's gotten to the point where it's like, it's huge. I mean, it's a huge monster of a convention, which is great because we need more things to do in the area. So
What's like a ballpark number of attendance in the past couple of years?
shoot, I mean, I I want to say they hit already five figures of people
Th-
registered.
They've definitely hit five figures. I feel like Anthony's said in the past that it was like 30,000
Yeah,
last year.
31,000 last year.
yeah,
I just looked
easily.
it up.
Yeah, easily. It's
No, I just looked it up. 31,000
okay.
last year.
Good. Yeah. So going from like at the campus of Georgia Tech to I think they for a couple of years there they went to where they have Dragon Con.
Yeah, they went to, I think, one of the Dragon Con
One of the
hotels.
They
Dragon
were
Con
in the
hotels.
Marriott, I
That's
think.
it. Yep. And then now they've settled on the Georgia World Congress Center. So yeah, it's a brief history of the convention itself. Apparently Joe's doing this. I don't know what he's doing. In any
Playing
case,
2DX around
he's,
one, I
he's
guess.
playing 2DX. So some of the games that Tokyo Attack are bringing, has this list been made official? Are we at liberty to share this list?
Think so.
And it's only a
I'm
week
pretty
away, so
I'm pretty sure it's official, yeah.
Okay, so Vince posted it. Does anybody have the list of games handy by any chance?
Man, all I know is that he's bringing his guitar machines, and that's the reason I bought a ticket.
You did the right thing. Oh, here it comes.
This will be the first time I'll have attended a Momocon on my own dollar. Well, actually, the first time I've attended a Momocon on my own dollar, because the only times I ever went was when it was free or when I was given a badge.
All right, so I found the list. It's a pretty big list. I mean, I think last I heard Anthony was bringing something like upwards of 4 trucks to fit all the stuff on there. But I'll just go over it really quickly. It's in the chat if you can see it. Or is it there? No, you guys can't see it, can you? I'm looking at it from my end. Jesus, lots of games. All right, pump it up. So you got 2DX, you got some Beatstream, DDR, two cabs, Extreme and Dan Evo, Dance Maniacs, Future Tom Tom, Gitador, which is the reason why John came in the first place, Groove Coaster,
Damn right.
Hatsune Miku, that's for Tony, In the Groove, 8 cabs of U-Beat, My, which is new, it's a laundromat simulator, you might have heard of it, Music Gun Gun 2, Musica, Neon FM, which I actually haven't played yet. I need to try that out. It's been out for years. Two Poppins,
How
Pump
many
It
cons have
Up.
you been to that have had Neon FM that you've
Like
just never?
5, and I just never got around to do it. I don't know. I mean, it's a freaking mobile game now, so it's like I should have no excuse, but I've never gotten around to it. So, Pump It Up Prime, Reflect Beat, Sound Voltex, Tycho, and then he's bringing a sizable amount of fighting cabs. He did that before, but he's gonna have like some DBZ fighters on there. Oh, he's bringing 4 of the Gundam model battle pods. He brought one last year as like a
So
tester. That thing had a 30-minute line anytime the arcade was open. So now that he has 4, it's going to be even more ridiculous. He's got
24
it's
hours
gonna be
for
like
it.
a 2 hour line.
yeah,
No.
super table flip, which is pretty fun. Gunslinger Stratos, which is one of his new games that I think round one had it, and Anthony was like, I should get one of those too, so he did. He's bringing 4 of the initial decabs, MVC Infinite, which is on his some of his Chulex, he likes to call them, they're Chinese Vulex clones. Silent Scope Bone Eater, which is really fun. Street Fighter 5, The Bishiwashi, Tekken 7, and Virtual On. I don't think he's bringing any more than that. I have not heard, but in the past he's brought extra stuff that wasn't on his contract just because again, like I said, Jess is very good to him, so there's a good chance he might have something extra. Who knows? We'll see what he can
What
fit in.
else could he bring though?
What could he bring?
He's bringing like everything.
Yeah.
I didn't see Dance Maniacs on that list for
It's
one.
on there.
Oh, it's on. Okay, never mind. I just read it, didn't I? I don't know.
So he's bringing everything.
He's effectively bringing everything. I
He
mean,
might be bringing everything. Just always wants everything, from my understanding.
and the Gundam pods are going to be in one truck,
yeah.
basically.
Yeah, those things are
Twice. You're gonna
huge.
fit 4 of those in one truck. Those things are huge.
These things are
But like
ridiculous.
I'm saying that's the only thing that's going to be in one of those trucks.
Because this list isn't even bringing up the fact that Otaku Oasis, I think, is going to be there too. So he's also bringing a freaking ton of UFO catchers and picture machines too.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah,
true.
the Prudy
Is
cutter machines or whatever.
Otaku? Are they confirmed coming for sure?
I remember hearing that a long time ago.
Okay, I wasn't
I
sure.
actually don't. I'm not sure now because I know that one of the girls that worked at last year is not listed as working Otaku Oasis at Momocon. She's just as guest relations, and I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, either way, I mean, come and find out. How about that? see if there is Otaku Oasis. Otaku Oasis is like print club machines and a lot of UFO catchers and figurines and stuff. It's like
The website says Otaku Oasis will be on hand with both UFO catchers and Purikura in the. Oh, this is 2017.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think it was confirmed for 2018, but we'll see. We'll wait and see what's going on.
Their website hasn't been updated for 2018.
That's awesome. So yeah, as you can see, there's going to be a considerable amount of things to do. And that's just the arcade. That's not even including the other sections of the convention. I guess we should probably go ahead and give a shout out to the tournaments. Vincent recently posted up some information about that too, and I want to say it's under the announcements.
It's under events.
Under events, there we go. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste all his junk because he likes to type up lots of stuff. So this is a new one. You guys are I thought you were going to run that at 8 a.m. It looks like it's going to be at 11. You guys are running
Yeah, we aren't that early.
Sound Voltex tournament at 11 on Saturday, right? Are you going to be running that one track?
Well, I think that it's just sort of a collective thing because Adrian, aka Afa, aka Zazirium, made the original rule set, and then he got TBL Kitten, who's in here right now, to make the rule set. So overall, it was just sort of a group collective thing. No one's really running it.
Well, I mean, surely someone's going to keep track of the.
That'll probably be AFA.
Cool. I'm assuming you're going to enter it.
Of course.
So this is technically the first Sound Voltex tournament in Georgia, according to what Kevin was saying, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm assuming that there wasn't one before round one is open, and I've been around since just a little bit after round one opened, and I've never seen anything about a Sound Voltex tournament. And there just really hasn't been as much of the demand until recently. Like really in the past couple months, the Sound Voltex community up in here has really kicked it up a notch, along with the Floridians being up in here.
Look at all them Floridians. Are you going to enter too, Wirt?
I am entered already.
Nice. Shout outs to Kitten for unmuting himself for like 1 second.
Somebody, I actually don't know who it was specifically, but they DM'd me to tell me that somebody at round one said that I was really good, and I was like, oh, they're wrong.
Okay.
Well, if you're not really good, then I'm
tournament.
Somebody randomly messaged you to tell you that someone else said that you were good?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a little convoluted there, but awesome. Well, so yeah, you got Whoosh Mania in the morning, and we got some pump going on at 2. Vince, man, come on, bro. What are you doing? He responded to me, and he didn't
He's
join.
away though.
Yeah, he's away. Vince is probably going to be running that. That would be my guess. I'm not clicking any of those links, but they're all there. And there's DDR at 5. You need a badge to enter, of course. Well, you need a badge really to get into the event. That should be a given, but do you know
You
if,
say that, but that's why AWA doesn't make money, because it's too easy to get to stuff without a badge.
let's not trash AWA. I get the stuff without it. Well, technically I do get a badge, but I'm not paying for my badge because I'm helping out at the convention. Let's see, there's qualifiers, finals. Is there an entry fee for any of these, or is it just badge
I
required?
don't think so.
Oh no.
I'm
Well, not for ours at least.
looking at the rule set. Doesn't seem like there is. Oh, that's cool. So yeah,
Even I joined it.
Is
and
there
I
a
can barely
payout
pass
for any of them?
16s.
I don't know.
Yes, there's payout for at least the DDR and Pump It Up ones.
BJ
But the
Dart.
payout,
The-
I don't cash.
There's gonna be like a couple small little prizes. There's no cash payout for Sound Voltex.
Yeah. But like typically, if there's an entry fee, there's a cash prize, and if there's not an entry fee,
Yeah, I mean,
there wouldn't be an expectation of a cash prize.
like what they've done in the past is like give you badges for like next year's event and stuff like that, which I think is you're saving if you get a badge for next year, you're effectively saving at least $50.
As long as it's not another DJ Hero.
No, that's a Magfest thing.
For our tournament specifically for Sound Voltex,
Mhm.
we just wanted to encourage as much, since it's not really an established tournament. DDR and Pump It Up, those have been going on for a while. Since it's not really an established tournament, we kind of wanted to get as much participation as we could. So we didn't want to ward people off who, I know that I'm not going to win, but I still want to enter. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We didn't want to ward those kind of people off
Same.
just because they would have to pay
yeah,
to
and you should.
basically lose.
I mean, like really, like it's just for fun. If you play the game in any capacity, you should go ahead and enter and get to know people. I mean, that's the whole that's the whole point of conventions, right? Like, yeah, go ahead, Raven.
I can barely even do 16s, and I know Trek over here is much better than I am. I just said no reason not to.
Yeah, it's for fun. You get to know people, you get to hang out.
Hmm.
Well, really, the issue is whether or not people are going to be awake at 11. That's
Yeah, I noticed.
that tends to be an issue.
Oh,
11
is it at 11 p.m.?
No, this is at 11 in the morning, which
Okay, then.
that doesn't sound early, but when you're talking 3 days into Momocon and it's going to be a 24-hour game room.
I think I'm going at like 6 a.m. every single day.
Okay.
What tournament is?
I'm
11
going.
a.m.?
Sound Voltex is at 11 on Saturday.
Oh, I sleep. Never mind.
I sleep.
Dude, I
11
wake up in the
p.m.
morning.
real shit.
I got a 3-year-old, man. I can't be asleep at 11.
Yeah, you don't have a choice. I mean, that's really the.
Yeah.
So speaking about early in the morning, we have our own Dance Rush Turner, Kevin Rush in here.
Yeah,
So what's going on early morning? I'm assuming it's on Saturday, right? Like that's what I heard.
yes. It is unfortunately 8:30 in the morning, which I realize now doubly hurts, because if you were doing, like, say you really love us and you want to come in for our panel on Saturday, you actually can't do it single day on Saturday because the registration line doesn't open until after the panel is over.
Wow.
Yeah, it opens at 9 a.m. So by the time you're done with it, our panel's over.
Didn't it used to be like 7 though? I guess 8:30 is sort of an improvement from 7.
No, last year started at 10.
Oh.
That's why we were confused when we got. It's like, wait, they must have been 8:30 p.m. or 10. They can't possibly mean 8:30. Oh, they're serious.
Can you get a single day pass on the day that is not the day of the pass?
Yeah, you'd have to walk in on Friday, say you want a Saturday one, come back with the Saturday one the next day, which I promise absolutely no one is going to do.
Well, you could also do a 2-day pass. They do 2-day passes, right? I was looking at the website. It seems like they have some combination of multi 4-day, 1 day, 1 day, 1 day. Capcom Live is $10. Capcom Live is $10. Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I already got my ticket for that.
So you could a la carte. Uh, I mean, you're well if you're gonna do 2 days, Friday and Saturday, you're better off just getting the 4 day because
It's
the
like
four
$10 more.
yeah the 4 day is 75, but between Friday and Saturday it was 45 and $50 a pop, and Sunday's $30. So yeah, get yourself a 4 day. Hopefully most of you guys have already gotten your badges yet.
No.
Yep, I
Right,
was an
right.
idiot.
I
I was
mean,
an idiot and I didn't get the mail in, so I have to go get it from pre-reg.
I didn't get the mail in because I got it after May started. So yeah, I'll have to go in line too, probably on Thursday.
I volunteer, so I don't get mine until Wednesday when I'm setting up.
Yeah, you actually have to help
Well,
out.
actually, since we're bringing Victor, my son, we need to go to the line anyway to get the kid's badge. So we would need to go to the line one way or the other.
Oh, that's
And
gonna
by
be
the
fun.
way, I believe it's kids up to 10. I mean, kids younger than 10, I believe, are free.
No way. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's good to know. So all you dads and future dads, get your kids, get your kids out there.
I'm an uncle.
But instead of me complaining about my time the whole time, I should probably say what my panel actually is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what are you doing at 8:30 at Saturday in the morning?
We're doing what everyone does at 8:30 in the morning. We are learning a new part. Well, I wouldn't say new par routine. We are learning a para routine, and it is at least convention themed because we are learning "Dreaming of You." That is the basis for what later became the second opening to One Piece. Lots of fun, pretty easy, so you don't have to think too hard that early in the morning. And we also have some good backup stuff in case we finish that early, because last year we did running in the 90s, which is significantly more difficult, and we still destroyed that in like 30, 40 minutes. Beyond that, if you can't join us at 8:30 in the morning, which we completely understand, Diamashra will be bringing his Ghetto Blaster Deluxe, and we'll probably be setting that up either outside or if we beg Anthony near Tokyo Attack. We have a fantastic list of para routines, both classic and new, so we will hopefully make it a little more accessible that way.
If you end up setting up near the arcade, you're guaranteed to get a bunch of people there for sure.
Yeah, we could just basically point to, all right, so we're going to be doing yesterday. There's a Dance Evolution arcade machine. Dance Maniacs has a few of these on there too. Just practice over there, and we'll be back in an hour.
That's your homework.
Are they
But,
gonna have Dance Maniacs at the convention?
They will.
Awesome.
Dance Maniacs confirmed, and it's the ridiculous special version dreamt up by our Catastrophe, aka Alan. He's a madman.
Nice.
It's
in
really
case
Alan
anyone's wondering
Toulouse.
why I mentioned it, Night of Fire and Dynamite Rave Super Euro version, their doubles versions on there are confirmed to be the par routines.
the maniac charts is what you're saying.
Yes.
The ones where you use all the sensors. Although I would be very hesitant to do that on a on a Dance Maniacs machine because my arms are like I'm really tall, so I whack the sensors. Can you do them without killing yourself?
Yeah, I did them fairly normally. Like, you do have to kind of lean over them a bit, like
Yeah.
especially for like Nia Fire's like salute moves, I guess. But like Dynamite Rave's routine was already so much sweeping your arms over stuff that it fits pretty naturally.
Okay. So yeah, just be cautious. Dance Maniacs is really fun, but it's one of those games where you can actually hurt yourself considerably if you're not careful because of the way the sensors are set up.
I meant to ask Dance Rush. Sorry.
Oh, Dance Rush? No, man.
Dang.
No,
But Dance
bruh.
Maniacs is a fun one.
Dance Maniacs will definitely be there. Unfortunately, for those who are not aware, Atlanta, our Round One Lithonia location, actually got a Dance Rush machine, and I think I went over this briefly, maybe last podcast. I don't remember, but we have the machine. It's up and running. It has a card reader. It's connected to the internet. It's great. It's running every day, but we can't play it.
No.
None of us can play it, and it's because we live in the state of Georgia, and somebody forgot to get licensing stickers for those machines.
And someone else noticed that two Sound Voltex machines didn't have any.
And like 20
Along with
other.
like 20 other cabs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh
20 total
boy.
machines, Marlon said.
I
So for
wasn't
those
aware of that.
for those who aren't aware, like the Georgia Lotto has deep inroads in the state of Georgia, and they get most of their funding from gambling and all that stuff to fund like scholarships. The Hope Scholarship is funded by lottery money and all that stuff. And so caught up in that are arcade machines, or specifically amusement machines. That's what they're referred to. And so there's different types of licenses. There's Class A licenses and Class B licenses. There you go. That's a good example of what a sticker looks like. Class A is like coin-operated, typical games meant for amusement. And Class B are like gambling machines or machines where you otherwise win some type of prize. And you cannot run a machine in the state of Georgia apparently without having a sticker on there. And stickers have a cost, and they get renewed every so often. And whenever Dance Rush came in, those stickers did not come in with this machine. So we've been sitting staring at a machine for the past couple of weeks, unable to play it.
It was great coming up from Florida, and I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna have 4 Sound Voltex cabinets to play on. And all of a sudden, I check Marlon posting in the arcade status. He's just like, oh, 2 of the Voltex machines are down because they don't have stickers. I'm just like, are you serious?
It's so ridiculous.
It's
I
like
was
they
I
did.
was sitting there waiting, just hoping that they would say that the stickers would be in that weekend.
I mean, I didn't mind because normally other round ones have only 2 cabinets, so it's fine. But it was kind of interesting to see that happen the week before I came.
Yeah, I was way more bummed to just stare at this Dance Rush machine just sitting there.
Yeah, sorry.
Totoro still has stickers.
At least I got
Maybe
stickers.
next time.
And literally only John cares. And Wirt.
I care. I do.
Wirt and John, the guitar freaks, man.
I'm a drum maniac.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
you're
Drum too. I play both.
You have to have a balanced breakfast. You can't play too much of one without the other. But okay.
well. A lot of people seem to disagree. A lot of people play Drum Mania.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, I did a popularity contest a while back using Google Sheets and a survey, and yeah, Drum Mania far and above won a bunch of them. I think the most popular game you can probably guess is 2DX. I haven't checked it in a while, but it's pretty solidly 2DX above everything else. Shout outs to Debbie D. Alford, yeah, for ruining children's lives and not allowing people to play Dance Rush. There is
It will let you play the tutorial though.
okay, well that's cool, I guess.
So I dicked around on the tutorial, and I'm pretty convinced I don't want to play Dance Rush.
I had a dream about playing Dance Rush. I just remembered.
Okay, how did it go?
I was I was trying to figure out the note scheme, or like there was slide buttons, and it looked kind of like DJ Hero, which like up and down, like you were scratching, but you had to use your feet. But I don't think that's how it works, is it? I have no idea.
It's
There's no
got
scratching.
it's got like a left sensor and a right. Well, it can sense where your left foot is and where your right foot is using the IR sensor, and then
I
you're
definitely had to use
It
my
can
feet individually, where
yeah,
it was like use your
it's color
play around
coded.
on the demo. It can sense where a foot is.
Yeah,
It's not gonna if you use the wrong foot on the wrong line, it's still gonna work.
Why did I? That's so weird.
Oh, I thought it
literally
was more
forgot.
precise than that.
well, it's your feet are color coded, and it does sense.
It tells you what feet you should use,
Yeah.
but it's not. It can't tell if you use the proper foot or not.
And it can, like, if your right foot is down and your left foot is down, it knows which foot is the right foot.
Like
What if you turn it around?
Yeah.
yeah, it can tell where your feet are relative to each other, but it doesn't necessarily. I don't think it can tell your orientation unless I'm wrong.
Well, it depends if you've lifted your feet or not.
Yeah, like
Well, when we were playing the tutorial, I actually was using the wrong feet, and it still was giving me credit for them.
yeah, I think as long as you do the motions and match them, then you're.
Yeah, I mean, actually, James or Dafty and I and Taylor Sponge, all three of us and all 6 legs of us were on the machine, and we were playing the tutorial, and it still worked.
Okay. You didn't record that? You should have recorded that for posterity.
We didn't have anyone to record it. We were all on the machine.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I if the game worked, I'd play it, but who knows what they're doing. I think the most frustrating about this whole thing is that we don't really know. Like, we've got a really cool technician in our channel, and he works at round one. He most of the time he has a handle on like what's going on and what's coming to the arcade, but this is one instance where like no one really knows, and it's kind of like we just have to sort of wait and see. And yeah,
Blame corporate.
I called it earlier the worst case of blue balls that the entire Atlanta music game community has ever experienced.
Did you hear about the prank that what's the technician's name? I keep forgetting. Marlon, when we were there Tuesday, he wanted to pull a prank on you guys, but we decided not to do it.
No, what happened there? You might as well tell
Okay, there was a leak in round one, and it was at the pool table. So they put a bucket on the pool table, but that gave him the idea of pulling a possible prank where he turned off the dance rest machine and put a bucket of water on it and took a picture and said, "There was a leak on the dance rest machine. It's broke."
Oh god.
Oh my god.
I told him I was totally up for it. I was scared though because I thought you guys would way overreact over it.
Yeah, I would.
Everyone would shit their pants, dude. Everyone's waiting to play that for so long.
Yeah, I told him to make it more realistic. He should say that the Beat Mania booth is out as well.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Oh, dude, that would piss off a lot more people.
Well, only the left one because that's it's right next to Dance Rush.
Dude, watch this happen next week and no one believes Marlon.
Yeah, no, right.
Oh wait,
Like,
shit! I spoiled it. Whoops.
Was a leak actually like in that general area, right?
No. The only leak I heard of was at the pool section.
There
Well,
have
no.
been
You're talking about
leaks
recently. I'm
over
talking
there.
like months ago, like last year.
Oh.
Where
I think
they
there
used
was
to
a
have
leak
Mario,
over by that area.
Yeah, the Mario
the Mario Kart
Olympic
Racer.
the Mario Olympic game, I think is what it was. There was a leak directly above there. There was a hole in the roof or something. And so that one of the machines got like
Building, obviously.
one of the machines got soaked, but yeah, there wasn't
Accurately emulate swimming.
exactly the swimming event. There was one more thing I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah. Okay, so I don't know if a date has been set. I feel like there has been, and we'll find out. I want to say it's on Saturday, but Vince is trying to get everybody together to take a group photo some point during the weekend. Do you guys know if he selected a time for that?
I haven't heard anything.
Say, hey Vince, did you pick a time for the photo? We can just ask him right now. But yeah, the at some point during the at some point during the weekend, we're gonna try to get everybody together, probably at the arcade section. I mean, I would imagine that's where it makes most sense. And we'll get everybody together and take a photo as a group. He'll probably post it on the Facebook group, the Atlanta Music Gamers Facebook group there. So just be aware. Try to keep track of the Discord and probably the Facebook page. I'm sure he'll update us whenever he gets a time and place. But I think he's done that before, or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking a different convention. But I think it'll be a fun time, and then at that point we could probably all hang out and say, "Hey, what's up?" And if it's dinner time, maybe we can go get something to eat nearby.
My guess is it'll be after I think DDR tournament's the last, and because the prize is Korean food, or that we mean Waffle House, that might be when we do it.
That sounds good to me.
All right.
That poor Waffle House.
Man, that place.
There's more than one in the vicinity. It doesn't have to be the one by the at the other
Yeah,
end of
but
the
the group
park.
photo means everyone has to be in one spot.
Yeah.
The one that we always go to is the one that's like on the way to the hotels, past the park.
Someone's gonna have to show me where that is.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be going to it like at least 4 times over the course of the weekend.
4?
At least.
My coworker still talks
Jesus.
about that time that we went with Dot Phase.
That was a good story. You want to talk about that story? It was pretty-
So yeah, Dot was he had like a Nalgene bottle, and he kept asking for more water in a cup, and then he would pour it into his bottle, and then like immediately ask the waiter again, "Hey man, can I get some more water?" I mean, come on, man, just some more water. And like he did it like 4 times in a row.
we
And
were
then
at
they messed up the whole order too.
Yeah, we were at the Waffle House at like it had to have been like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. So
Yeah.
so we were like delirious already. The thing that still sticks out to me is that he ordered a hash brown with cheese, but they pulled out a bowl of hash browns, and it was as if they literally just like unwrapped an American single and threw it into the middle of the bowl, and
Oh,
just
dude,
had.
that's exactly what they do
It was
every
just like,
Yeah.
time.
but it was just
It,
like
yes, it
so.
was so square, just sitting on top.
It was, I don't, it was just one of those things that was just like it struck me the right way, and I laughed so hard. I laughed for like 30 minutes because it didn't even cover the whole hash brown. It was just like a small portion, like maybe 20% of the entirety of the surface area of the hash brown.
Dude, one time it actually pissed me off because you saying that American single thing reminds me. There was one time I got I got a cheese omelet from Waffle House, and they literally put the cheese in at the end every time. But this one time I got it, the egg wasn't even hot by the time they put the cheese in. So it was literally just like an egg and cheese slice sandwich. Like the cheese was not melted whatsoever. It was the most nasty thing I've ever eaten.
Sorry. I'm typing at Cozy in the chat.
Are we talking about memories from Momocon yet, or are we gonna
Yeah, I
talk
mean,
about?
we might as well. I think I hit every
Okay,
major point.
we definitely need to talk about Ferrari.
Ferrari for real.
Oh, that was amazing because that was okay. So this was the day I was actually there. It was I got a free badge from someone, so I ended up going to Momocon, and man, we were like about to go to dinner, right?
Yeah, we were waiting on somebody to come pick us up to then go to Argosy, I think is where we ended up going.
Yeah.
We ended up going to Argosy. We were gonna try a barbecue place first, but they
Fox
were like
Brothers.
crowded as hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were waiting out by the corner of the like where the Omni is, waiting for our ride to show up, and there's this like old SUV. It's like stopped at the light. He's talking to one of the female cosplayers that are on the street, and then he just suddenly drives off. His back door is open, and a bunch of shit falls out, and he just keeps going.
The trunk opens up onto the main like road, like the main.
Onto the road, onto
And-
Ivan Allen, I believe it was.
Yeah, and it's at the corner where like the parking deck is for the Omni, and right outside where that little crosswalk that's right outside there. So his SUV like trunk door opens and all this stuff spills out. Like in that pile of junk is like a car battery. There's like a
It was
maintenance
just a bunch
manual.
of stuff. It was like it was the owner's manual for his car, a car battery, a box of stuff, and I think what made it even funnier is that we're joking about what it could be, and it turned out to always be right.
Yeah, we were
Like, oh man, are those CDs? Oh man, it must be his Fire mixtape. And then we go.
like lo and behold, we pick up one of the CDs
It
that
is
was
actually
facing down.
it is his. It is
Yeah.
his actual mixtape for his own act. His name is Ferrari.
Ferrari for real was his name.
Ferrari for real is the YouTube channel. My coworkers found that one
Is it
after
still
I
up?
retold them the story.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So like what's ridiculous about it is that like within his promo stuff, like he's got all these CDs are scratched up, so there's no way, they got ran
Yeah,
over.
half of them are in the road, half of them are in the box still.
And so, I tried my best to like clean the road up because it was just debris. And like this cosplayer chick was laughing so hard because apparently she basically told him to F off and drive away, and he did. So we get his information. Like I'm looking through his CDs and stuff, and I see he's got a phone number on there. I'm like, okay, cool. And in the box, like if someone can pull up a picture of him, Ferrari for real, like you have to see this before I explain it. But in the box was one of his like what would you call it, like his show outfit or something, or he has a very distinct way of dressing. Let's just put it that
It
way.
was his stage outfit, yeah.
His stage outfit, and it seemed like pieces of his
It's ensemble.
of his ensemble were in there. Specifically, it was like this jacket, right? It it had like puffy. Shoot, man, it would be so much easier. You can find a picture of it.
It was a hoodie that was leopard print on the lining.
That's it. Shoot, he had like a Facebook page, right? Didn't he?
Oh man, maybe, but like he had it, and that was on the cover. Like he had a printed, and it was really like poorly photoshopped together.
It was real distinct.
Yeah, distinct. That's a good way to put it. Stacks of cash and like him in this particular hoodie.
Man, I wish we could find a picture of him because it would just.
Well, what was funny is that you actually called him.
Right.
Because you looked on because you're like, oh man, that's his like. You're like, oh man, I think that might be his jacket over there. We were sitting there waiting for a while. We got to actually like analyze.
Yeah,
this.
we started looking through his stuff and.
So you go back over, you grab his jacket, and you realize, oh man, this is your jacket. And we started talking. It's like, well, that's actually part of his like his stage thing. He might actually want this back. So you look on the back of one of the CDs, and it has a number to call. And you call
for like bookings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I expected to hear like his manager or something, but no. Lo and behold, it's Ferrari for real on the other line.
Do you think this guy's got enough things to have a manager?
He has a LinkedIn profile.
Oh man, I think I was done as soon as Hector's on the phone, and he's like, "Is this Ferrari?" And like, you can only imagine that this guy's probably got his hopes up because, oh my God, someone got my tape. Someone's about to like try and call me about a booking. He's like, yeah, your shit is all spelled out over Ivan Allen. You might want to go get it.
I think I referred to him as Mr. Ferrari, which like we were in a car like trying to get a ride to go somewhere else, and I was trying so hard not to laugh. Like I'm sitting next to John and Wirt, and they're all laughing their heads off. I'm sitting there trying to keep the straightest face I could. I couldn't. It was just so ridiculous. And the funny thing is, like, yo, we got your stuff. Like, we left it on the side of the road. I'm trying to explain to him, like, where it's at. Like, do you want your stuff? Do you want your jacket? Like, do you want it back?
You want your car battery?
This seems like pretty important stuff. And he's like, yeah, man, yeah. I'll come by later. Are you gonna stay there? I'm like, well, and I tried to explain. I was like, well, we're already in a car. We're going to a restaurant. Probably won't be there, but I left it there for you. And then I thought, okay, that was it. That was the end of it. Dude calls back like 30 minutes later, 45 minutes later, and he's like, "Where's my stuff?" Like what? Like what are you talking about? Where's my stuff? I never talked to him again after that, but that was probably the most unexpected thing that happened to us during a Momocon.
Well, then afterwards, right? Then we get back. It's dark now. Well past, dinner time. We got back, and the stuff's still there on the corner.
Maybe he realized that he only ever got calls because he left stuff and realized it was his new winning strategy.
Like, yeah, just dump your trash on a road and hopefully someone picks up your mixtape.
Well, someone did because it was gone in the morning.
Yeah, but by morning time it had been picked up. But yeah, that was hilarious.
Did you keep the mixtape?
Man, like I said, like all of them were scratched up. Like I don't know if that's
a shame.
If yeah, like exactly. Like I wouldn't have minded.
What I posted is a YouTube video that is actually his music. Just
good?
Follow that link and you can get a sample of Ferrari.
He has a very.
Somebody asked me for a light, so I gave him one of the CDs.
Because it was fire.
Oh god.
The first 23 seconds, there's no music.
Yeah, he's not. He's not exactly the most proficient music producer, if you couldn't guess. I forgot about Made Man. But I think Made Man is his best track. But yeah, I haven't seen.
I'm a big fan of Tootie Booty YouTube.
I
think it's hilarious that that's the only video that has over 100 views, and it's probably because of the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dude, this has like 1,000. This is more than any video I've ever posted has.
Ferrari for real. Yeah,
For real.
I'm getting the impression he hasn't made music in a while, unfortunately.
What a shame.
I guess once he lost his jacket, he had to hang it up.
His LinkedIn profile and his Google Plus are pretty barren.
He has a LinkedIn.
Yeah.
he's a professional rapper. What do you expect? The other fun story that we can talk about, I guess, briefly is Con that happened last year.
Oh boy.
Was anybody here there? Anybody? I don't think anybody was here in Con except for
I
Cho.
was there.
Cho and Wirt. Yeah, Wirt participated and Cho ran the thing. Cho, are you still out of pocket? he's muted here. In any
His
case,
headphones are muted too.
yeah, he seems to be completely muted. I'll post a link to this, but basically this was the brainchild of Cho. This was right in the middle of 2x spicy ramen fever, and for some reason Cho thought this was a good idea. I mean, it ended up being pretty funny, and no one got hurt, and nobody got kicked out. More importantly,
Didn't Anthony come around though and be like, "Why the fuck did you bring a gas cooker next to my?"
well, I found out about that after the fact because I only recorded up like 10 people or so in this Momocon video, this ramen con
And then we
video.
went to go eat ramen somewhere else.
Yeah, like we went to go eat ramen at a Japanese restaurant, and then after the fact, that's when I heard that stuff went down. But I mean, like I said, nobody got hurt, nobody got kicked out. Effectively, Cho brought a bunch of stuff. Let's just put it that way, and he brought uh,
He brought a gas
a
stove
gas stove, like a portable gas stove.
with extra canisters of gas
You-
in like a briefcase.
in
How did they let him bring this in?
because it looked like your everyday like
It's all about
airport.
confidence.
Yeah, like
He just kind of
he
walked
walked
straight past security.
exactly. He walked like he was supposed to be there with that stuff.
Also, he had it in a rolling suitcase.
That's it. Yeah, it was a rolling suitcase, and in that suitcase, in addition, he had a bunch of bottles of water. He had like
Tomato juice.
several 2-liter bottles of like V8 and tomato juice, bags of mints. What else did he have in there? Obviously had the ramen,
He had a bunch of Hershey's Kisses.
like chocolate. Yeah, he brought a lot of chocolate because chocolate helps to drop the heat. and and he brought his folding chair, his famous folding chair. He brought 2 folding chairs, if I'm not mistaken.
And his mahjong table.
And he brought a mahjong table so that he could cook on it. Very impromptu. It took like 3 trips to his car. Put everything together, and he had several bags of the 2x ramen. And basically, the idea was just to cook it up, have people enter and see who could eat it the fastest, like eat a bowl the fastest. And Joe like basically cooked it right there in the middle of Tokyo Attack. We were sort of like in the void between Tokyo Attack setup and like the Smash stage where they were having like Smash semifinals or something. So there's like a little gap in between there, and that's where we set up. That video is the result. I'm not going to go over every single event, but basically somebody won, and he had some prizes. I think he had like a Hello Kitty doll and a $20 Subway card or something like that. We were
This just
hoping.
sounds like leftover stuff he had in his wallet.
No,
Oh, what do I have in my wallet to give away?
no.
He went out of his way to get
Yeah.
those.
On the contrary, he stopped by a store and went to pick up these prizes specifically for this thing.
That's actually hilarious.
So shout outs to Joe for actually throwing together a really, I mean, despite unofficial, it actually ran pretty well, I think.
Probably going to run better than our Sound Voltex tournament.
Well, Joe said he's not going to do it again this year because it was a lot of work for him, and it was difficult for him to do. We were trying to convince him to maybe to try to do it again. Well, we tried to convince him to do it like officially, but I don't think he ever put in the paperwork. So, yeah, I don't think it ever got pulled off. But that was a very fun impromptu event that tends to happen.
I just got to the knowing glance in the video.
So that famous emoji right there. For some reason we had Dot Phase be like the hype man before the event. Like I guess it was about an hour before we actually started cooking ramen. And I caught some stuff and put it in the video, but there was so much stuff that I should have been recording at the time because it was hilarious. He was the most energetic hype man I've ever seen, trying to sell the idea of a ramen contest to people, and he flagged down probably like 30 or 40 people before we decided to start. And in that video, like he looked at me when he was trying to explain to somebody how hot it was, like the ramen was. But he was like, it's not that he was misleading, it's just that he wasn't properly, I think, describing how hot the stuff actually got. So he gave me a funny little look off to the side, and we call it a knowing glance, and that's where that emoji came from.
That needs to be a this server emoji.
Well, I made it for Japan, but I mean it would be up to well, I guess technically we could add it if we had extra spaces. But yeah, that's Phase looking at me because he knows.
Yeah, because he was saying like it's not that hot, right?
Yeah, it's not that hot. It's not that hot. And then he gave me that look. So I captioned it appropriately. So yeah, come to Momocon if you want to have fun with a bunch of fools and play music games at the same time. I'll be there. Actually I'm going to be volunteering for the convention itself. That's how I got my badge. But I'm gonna be doing I'll be making the best that I can to hang out with folks and stuff. I always spend a lot of time in the arcade anyway, so if you
I
see
actually
me,
can't believe it's only like a week away.
I know,
Feels
right?
like it's been.
Yeah,
Feels like it's forever
exactly a
away
week
always.
today.
It's quite literally a week away. So yeah, if you see me, just shout out. Let's hang out. We can probably get something. I think most days I'm working. They expect me to work a certain number of hours, but I tried to do all my schedule. Thursday I'm going to be in the evening, but Saturday and Sunday I'm pretty much going to be busy from like 12 to 4 or something like that. So I'll
Like
be
working for your job or at the con.
no at the con. Like I'm going to be doing stuff. I'm going to be checking out panels. Like that's my job. I have to go to panels and like take notes and stuff like that. It's pretty
Did you do
easy.
that last year?
I did, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's not terrible. Like
Is there a
basic.
schedule anywhere?
Yeah, schedule's already up. It's up on the website.
I think
I
they've
thought the
updated their
website
app
wasn't.
a couple times. I don't think it's completely updated, but
It's at this point it's mostly updated because
Uh,
it has to be because all the volunteers need it to do
yeah,
their jobs. So
I know at least the map was there. That's all I was worried about.
yeah, check it out. Schedule's there. Yeah, it's there. They even have it on a Google Plus document.
I'll be setting up right next to the Tokyo Attack, helping with the LAN party.
Cool. I'll be
But,
sure to drop by then.
I'll be
Google
helping
Plus.
I'll be helping the day before, and maybe I can convince the guys to get you a little bit of internet for whatever.
Hello?
Hello.
You made it.
Sorry, I was eating popcorn.
So this is the dot. This is the knowing glance right here.
What happened? I got tagged. I got pinged, and I was like, what? And I just see my face.
Take a guess what we talked about. The show is all about Momocon.
that ain't no Maruchan.
Maruchan. It's that Samyang.
Hey, man, I got some mic drops for you right here.
Yeah, Dot Phase was clowning the whole time. It was a lot of fun. You should tell the story about that guy that you were clowning on with the ad drops while you're here.
Which one?
Like when he came up and he was acting like he was all tough stuff.
Oh, man, that dude was acting so hard, bro. I don't know who is he cosplaying? No, who was he?
It was a Naruto character, right? It was Hinata or something, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Man, he walked up though. I was like, I'm just sitting there with the bag of ramen, telling everybody you want to step into the gates of hell. Try this ramen, and people are like, oh, no, I'm good. This dude was like, I eat hot shit for a living. And I'm like, all right, man, all right. And he was just talking up so much, like, yeah, man. I'm from the South. I eat a lot of hot food. I eat a lot of hot chicken. I eat a lot of hot everything, man. I'm like, all right, man. We'll see what you can do, man. He's like, all right. His time comes up, and like he immediately just got quiet. Cho was like, are you ready for this? You ready for this? He's like, yeah, absolutely. And Cho, of course, just pulling all the noodles out of the pot, into the paper bowl. And he's looking at it, and he's like, oh, I got to put the seasoning packet in myself. And the first thing, I said, I was like, it's not a seasoning packet, man. It's like a liquid oil pack. And he's like, what? And when he poured it, he just looked at it, and you could just, it looked like like when somebody accidentally spills gasoline at a gas station. Like, his fucking face. Sorry. But man, the first bite, he led with the lips. And that's what Zyber was trying to tell people. Do not lead with your lips. Bite it with your teeth. And just don't let your lips touch the noodles, man. Well, this dude let all of his lips touch the noodles, man. And let's not forget, before he sat down, I pulled out eye drops from my pocket and I set it down the side because he looked like he was getting nervous. And I was
Well, you make him dig his own grave.
but he was talking so much hype, man. So much hype. And I think what was in the video, he took like 1-2 bites and he was just like immediately nah. Like you saw it, like it was boiling in his mouth, and you could hear it just. I'm pretty sure is that the bull that Wirt ate? I'm not too sure.
I think it might have been.
Yeah. Wirt picked it up afterwards and finished it off for him.
Because we'd already thrown away like an entire bowl. I was like, oh no, you don't have to waste it.
and he just disappeared. He came back though, and he was still like tripping, man. And then he explained to me how it was so hot. I was like, bro, I was trying to tell you, man. He was like, bro, you didn't tell me it was that hot. I was like, bro, I told you about to step through the gates of hell. He's like, but that's not that hot. I'm like, okay, man, like, but yeah. What Naruto character is he cosplaying? I don't know. Oh yeah, he's Hinata. He
Oh man. Yeah,
okay.
That whole thing is in the video, so if you guys want to check that out, it's amazing. Oh Lord. Oh God. I need to calm down. All right, so yeah, Dot's gonna be there next week too, right?
Yes. Are you guys just talking about Momocon? Sorry, I've been so busy at work that I haven't been in touch with Light.
No,
but yes, I will be here, or I'll be at Momocon for 4 days next weekend, of course. Yes.
I will be the same.
It's gonna be a great time.
What? Boy.
Yeah, I know, man.
You're actually making it this year, bro.
Yep. And Victor will be there for at least the first 2 days.
Oh, hype, dude. You're bringing him out.
Yeah. Free badge for the kids, so why not?
What? Seriously, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 9 and under, free.
That's what I was trying to tell you, Dot. Like, if you bring your wife, you had a badge. I mean, now you gave it to Disco, but bring your wife, you can bring your kids, and they'll be coming for free. As long as they're 9 or under.
Leia Lacey's 10, so she could stay home. No, wow. No,
I'm sorry, Lacey. You gotta stay. But Daddy, how am I gonna leave? No, just stay in your room.
I'll buy you like 10 Totino's party pizzas. That will leave you going.
Don't eat them all. Don't eat them all at the same time.
Don't burn down the house.
What's your favorite snack? I'll hook it up.
But I mean, what's forbidding you from just saying the kid is 9? Like, what are they going to check the passport?
That's a good point.
Like, they don't have IDs.
That's illegal.
It's illegal, and we're talking about it on a podcast that's being recorded. Trek, how bad of you.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never done that before my whole entire life.
Yeah,
water parks. Water parks.
The point is they're kids. I mean, come on. It's fun for the whole family. Calm down. All right, well, you caught us like right at the end of the show. We're right at the hour mark.
Oh, wow.
But I mean,
sorry.
It's all good. I mean, you made it right on time for the best story of the night, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and sign us off here. Let me bring up this beautiful theme song. Gotta love copyright free stuff. Although I've heard that even copyright free stuff is technically not copyright free anymore. I don't know if you guys heard about that. There's some group that's like trying to go claim things on YouTube that are technically copyright free. I don't know. It's a long story. Maybe we'll save it for another show. But anyway, I just want to go ahead and sign off for the night. Thank you for listening to another episode. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everybody who's listening in here in the chat room. You guys make this fun to do, so I appreciate you guys sticking around. And anyway,
All right.
I'll see you guys probably in a week.
All right.
So everybody say
See you
goodbye.
then. Hey Hector, bring those cards.
Bye.
I'm gonna bring those cards. Don't forget. I haven't forgotten. I pulled them out exactly for you. All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.
See ya.